I was a Hollywood cameraman for 25 years. That's what I did. And I walked out and I was getting a glass of water. We looked out over the ridge, and there's this something kind of flew out of the sky and kind of came out from above the ridge.
Any noise?
None. It's dead silent. Very next thing I remember is being down on the ground on my face and pushing myself up like this. At the same time, I looked around, and all the other kids, the brothers, stepbrothers, and the cousins were all like getting up off the ground. And my dad asks me, like, "Where have you been?" So it turns out that my stepmother, when she was young, she was participating in the Masonic Order of Job's Daughters. The aunt was a hairdresser in that little town, and she, in her shop, she would actually claim to be able to talk to the dead, and she would have communications with spirits, and things in her shop would move around by themselves and reorient themselves while she was there working. That family had a really strong connection to spiritualism. But they mentioned the town. They mentioned that, when things happen in this town, bad things happen to people when they talk about it too, when they're public about talking about what happens to them.
Huh. Have you ever talked about it to these kids that were with you?
Years later, we did mention it, but they didn't really want to talk about it. But there was a lot of dark, stuff that was going on in that area. But then the strange thing happened is that the fiction started to sort of like manifest itself as if it was real.
Huh.
And that's what was really strange, and that's what actually led me further and further down the rabbit hole.
What is this that is happening right now, and where is it coming from? Well, it's not outer space.
No.
It's around here.
Unless you're actually biblically grounded, you will absolutely end up on the enemy's side.
Absolutely.
100%. If you leave the truth, you ignore the truth, and you go down another way to find a third way or a second way or whatever you want to say, it will always lead you to the enemy. And as it got higher and higher, it ramped up into speed and just went. It shot like that.
What? This is the first story I have heard of that happening.